everyone, welcome back to Novel Nomad. I'm so sorry I've been away for a little bit. I've been having a bit of a break. I've been getting really busy at work, changing things up in my life a bit, but I have been working on 2 vlog videos which I will be posting soon. One is part of a new series that I'm starting called Nomad Notes, and that is when I go on travel or journey. I'm going to be doing vlogs of my journey and all the bookish adventures I get up to over there. So that will be coming out soon, and also coming out will be my vlog on Writers Week, which I filmed all through the early March, and I'll be getting that to you really soon. But today I just wanted to do a bit quick hello, saying thank you to all my new subscribers and all the subscribers who stuck around, and to give you a bit of an update of what I'm reading, and that I'm also doing the Tome Topple this year. So with any readathon, there are some challenges to keep it exciting, to help you build your TBR. So the first challenge is to read at least 1 tome, and I'm hoping to do that this year. Second is to read a graphic novel, and I don't have any new graphic novels, so I won't be participating in this challenge. 3 is to read a tome that is part of a series. 4 is to buddy read a tome, and the last one, number 5, is to read an adult novel. Now for my TBR, I will be definitely reading the 3rd and final book in the Red Queen's War trilogy by Mark Lawrence, called The Wheel of Oshime. I actually read The Liar's Key, the 2nd book in the series, in last year's Tome Topple, so I cannot wait to get to this one. I was going to start it earlier in the year and I just never got around to it, so this is great incentive for me to start it. This is going to be the very first book I start on today, and I'm going to be working to finish this book. If I'm going to finish a book, it will be this book, so wish me luck. It is a nice chunky plus 600 pages, so it definitely fits the tome description. As my main incentive is just to read The Wheel of Oshime, I don't really have too much of a choice in the next 2, but I have selected the 2 other tomes that I'd like to get to, and I believe it's a very fantasy-esque tome topple for me this month, and it's going to be either The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington. Now this is a 600 plus tome again, another fantasy, a bit more epic fantasy as well. It's got so many recommendations. I just have been really longing to get into it. I think I got it when I was just craving fantasy, and I'm currently reading some fantasy, and I'm really going to get into the fantasy this month. So April is a month for fantasy. The other option is Lani Taylor's latest Strange the Dreamer. So not only is this a beautiful cover, gold foil, come on guys, but it has a really fascinating premise. It is fantasy, it's a bit quirky. I'm not getting my hopes up that it's going to be like The Night Circus, because like Caraval, it kind of has too much expectations for me. So Lani Taylor, I have read one of her books in her other series, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and I found that book really fascinating. I want to finish the series, but this one is a nice chunky plus 500 pages, and I definitely want to get onto this one, but I'll decide where I'm at. I might go with this one if I don't have enough time, because this one is definitely a chunkier book. But they are the other 2 options for my Tome Topple. As these are fantasy and adult fantasy, I would say for these older 2, that could possibly be classed as an adult novel. And then of course, reading more than 1 tome and a tome part of a series, I'll be able to achieve at least 3 of the challenges in this month's Tome Topple. So Tome Topple side, I am currently reading and buddy reading with the ever lovely Kate Howe, Finnegan of the Rock by Melina Marchetta, another fantasy book for my April reads. But this one I've been wanting to read for such a long time. It is not disappointing me. It is such a fantastic read. I've just finished part 1, and Kate Howe and I are up to the same part, and I have my ever trusty Aragon, Lord of the Rings bookmark for this read. I thought I needed something quite epic to fit the bill for this read, and so I had to break out my Lord of the Rings bookmarks. But I'm absolutely loving this. Not only is it an interesting fantasy, very politically based, but the characters are unique. They're not stock characters of a fantasy. They're unpredictable, they're unreliable. You never know what's going to happen around the corner, and so I'm absolutely loving it. Melina Marchetta writes amazing stories, and her characters feel real. They feel someone who you can connect with, associate with, and really, really speak to you on another level. And that they aren't 2D. They're very much real people, 3D characters fully fleshed out. So loving this read so far. The other book I'm sneakily starting early because I can't read all these amazing books without reading a mystery. So this is going to also be a buddy read with Kate Howe. She hasn't started it yet, but I needed some mystery. I needed a mystery. Like I said to Kate, I needed that itch scratched. I needed some form of mystery in my reading pile. So I picked up September Society, which is Charles Finch's second novel in the Charles Lennox series. We actually read the first book together earlier this year and I loved it. It was really good. Not only did it have like that Sherlock kind of cleverness to the main character, Charles Lennox, but he's warmer, he's more sympathetic, he's a more real character. He's not that aloof, unattainable character. So that's why I think I enjoy it so much, because I just think the character development had so much more potential instead of that classic Sherlock character where he's always pushing others away and he's always living in isolation because he's so clever. So I absolutely am loving this series so far. I'm only like 26 pages in, but I cannot complain. It's really, really good. It's really, really well written and the mysteries have been quite well constructed. Lastly is the book I'm currently reading with my book club, and that is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I actually haven't read this one all the way through by myself. I think my mum read it to me when I was little, but I haven't read it myself. So I've always known the story and I've loved the story. But I think it's wonderful reading it for yourself. You associate much of the story with those childhood memories of having that experience with your parents, and also any experience you've had with the story. But experiencing for yourself is just something else. It's another level of love and adoration you have for this story, and it's so beautifully written and whimsical and nonsensical. And I think with all this fantasy that is currently surrounding me in my TBR, this is a breeze of fresh air. It is wonderful. So I am loving this. Its book club isn't until the end of April, so I have plenty of time just to savor the world of Wonderland. That is my currently reading list and also my Tome Topple TBR. So hopefully I have really good reading sessions in April and I get to read all these amazing fantasy books and crime books. And if you're taking part in Tome Topple, tell me down below. I would love to see what you're reading, what you're wanting to achieve for this Tome Topple. I always love picking out those really chunky books and actually making an effort, because sometimes when it's really busy in life, you just want to read something, so you always go for the smaller books so you know you're going to be able to get through. So it's just fantastic to have a readathon that goes for those big chunky books on your shelf. So if you've read any of these books, please let me know. And if you've read Finnegan of the Rock, please let me fangirl with you because it is so good. Alright, I'll be posting my vlogs very soon and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!